I don't think men will ever understand the amount of mental space and personal self that is robbed from young girls from basically the start of your life in replace of you searching and yearning for a man's attention. Like from the time that you are a very little girl, you are indoctrinated into a fixation on romantic love and having a boyfriend. And it's not until my 35 years that I actually have the free mental space where I'm no longer prioritizing romance and I don't have a partner that I feel intensely how much room there is for me and my projects and everything that I'm building. It literally could make me cry. I only think maybe the most comparative thing or the closest comparative in a man's experience might be a fixation around money. I don't know if men see this, they can let me know in the comments, but like when you are a little girl, if you have a daughter, do not rob her of herself by replacing it with a fixation on whether or not somebody's son sees value in her. Men think that toxic women care more. That's why they like them. It reminds them of being in the womb of their emotionally dysregulated mother. That's all it is. Public service announcement. Just so you know, if you don't want to live a man's shitty lifestyle, he will try to punish you because you don't want to live that lifestyle. I once had a man beg me to spend the night. I was not interested in spending the night in his dirty apartment. Okay? And he didn't even have a big enough blanket. I'm 5'10". I need a bigger blanket. He didn't even have enough pillows. And I was like, why would I sleep over here when I could go home where I have everything that I need? And he literally tried to make me feel bad for wanting a pillow and a blanket. And some men will even try to destroy the level of life that you live because you don't want to submit to their shitty lifestyle. There's nothing you can do with these creatures. Now, if I was selfish, greedy, and self-serving, I'd have a lot of money. If I was a stupid bitch, I would be married with kids. If I was fake, I would have more followers. And if I was toxic and drama-filled, that man would have stayed over here instead of going over there. Right? Wrong. That is the old reality. That is the reality that I fought my way out of. That is the reality wherein I cut off any person who treated me that way. I no longer lived in that reality. And every single person I left behind, I'm glad I left you behind. I don't miss you. And I don't wish you well. Now is my time. Now I'll be treated the way that I deserve in every area of my life because I am only here to stand on that. I exist for no other reason than to stand on that because it's bigger than me. This kind of shit has got to stop, okay? And if it has to stop by me holding this frequency, by me using my voice and anyone else that my voice touches holding a different frequency, then so be it. And fuck anybody who ever did anything. I'm coming for everything, bitch. The reason why most lover girls actually hate men is because you made me hate you. And making me hate you as opposed to me just outright hating you has a different effect. If I already didn't care for you, then anything that you do, I already didn't like, so I don't think highly of you anyway. And anything that you do that's good, I'm like, maybe they're not that bad, but you just move like an inch. But when you make me hate you, you've made me go against my natural instincts. And that's the core reason why I hate you, because I can't be myself. It just makes me despise your presence. So yeah, a lot of lover girls have gone to the I hate men pipeline because those are the instincts that we've had to create in replace of the instinct to love you, because you're no fun to love, you won't reciprocate, and you won't even appreciate it. So, because I don't know about anybody else, but I got to the point where If I can't have the relationship that I want with you, I don't want to have any relationship with you. I don't want to talk to you at all. I don't want to catch up. I don't want to know how you're doing. I don't want none of that shit. And that's even with friendships. But I have more grace for my friends. My friendships can go in and out of closeness for years at a time, and I will still give my closest inner circle grace. But when it comes to men, if I can't be who I want to be in your presence, you need to get from around me. A lot of y'all like to argue with men. I'm not arguing with no man. You like to argue with men not knowing that they get an emotional high off of any kind of emotional reaction from you. I'm not arguing with that man. You're not getting a free show. You got to realize that the reason why men are so overly freaked out is because they only exist in an exasperated, overly hyper sacral chakra. It's messed up. And that includes extreme anger, extreme rage, extreme euphoria. This is why they're always in an extreme or blocked. So when you fight with him and you're trying to make him care about something that he should care about or be responsible for his offspring because he should, you can be right until you're blue in the face. But if he don't care, he won't care. And you having the exchange with him is just feeding his ego at the very least. Or at the very worst, it's draining you of your precious energy that you could be using with other women to create infrastructures around them. Instead of being mad that a 50-year-old Nelly told Ashanti he's not about to help her with that kid for the first couple of years, why don't we ever start creating systems for women to help each other take care of kids? Why do we have to sit back and watch every other animal species help each other as women and the child bearers? And as humans, we continue to center men and bring it back to men. Why are we continuing to get upset that they don't know how to do and don't have a desire to do the things that they don't have a direct connection to, like childbearing? Why do we give men love and then get upset that they have no idea what to do with that energy source? Of course they don't, baby. Of course they don't. That's not their language. That's not what they speak. Okay? They speak do, have. They don't understand love, presence, being. They can't feel the battery in your chest that love creates. So why do we keep giving it to them and then getting mad that they don't know what to do with it? We need to start giving men what they can handle. Yes, they can evolve. But until they choose to do that on their own, and the only way they're going to do that is through exclusion. Hate to break it to you, they can't be involved in shit. You have to be excluded when you can't keep up with the rest of the pack. So you either get bitter and get mad and disappear, or you get better so that you don't get excluded. They need to be excluded completely from these things. There are other things that we can do with our love. There are other ways that we can raise children if women would create the communities that we're supposed to be thriving in. Love is the energy of creation, or it is an energy of creation. And I just think we haven't been using love adequately. When you feel love for another person and that person also feels love for you, oftentimes you want to create something with that person, even if it's just a friendship. A lot of times y'all want to create more happiness together. You want to create more experiences together. If it's romantic, a lot of times you want to create a family. You want to build something together. If we start looking at love as a means for creation, abundance, money, whatever it is, then that's a different way of manifesting as opposed to manifesting through force, through manipulation, through codependency on others. If we really start to understand that love is in fact a powerful energy, but it's only for creation. It's not just to bask in the feeling of love. Like, you can do that, but you can also utilize it to create. I use a lot of the love that I wasn't able to actually live out or see come to fruition in romantic relationships to create art. So how can you use love to create things and use it as the energy force, the battery that it is, because it's literally a battery.